Has this ever happened to you?
Oh no, I'm out of battery and I have no way to charge my camera.
Well, I have a solution for you. Introducing PowerVault, the last battery charger you will ever buy.
All right, guys, so I want to show you this box that has been developed by Armando along with CoreSWX. This thing is amazing. This is the PowerVault by Mondobytes. This is an all-in-one charging station to charge all of your batteries, whatever type you might have. This is being marketed as the last battery charger you may ever need to buy. We're gonna find out if that's true. Now in this video, I'm gonna show you all the features, but I also wanna talk about some things that nobody else is talking about yet, just to make sure you have all the information about it. So let's start with what this thing is. First of all, obviously it is a Pelican style case, nicely locked off, weather sealed, with one port on the outside to charge everything on the inside from. Let's see what's inside of it though, because that is where the magic happens. As we look inside of this thing, you'll see that there are 5 charging plates on the base. Each one of these charging plates can charge a battery that's made by Core, called the Snap battery directly, or you can pop in the adapters to charge whatever type of battery you want. This is the beauty of this system. It is totally flexible. So this right here is for charging your Canon batteries. So if you're shooting Canon, you get one of these, that's for charging those. This right here is for NP batteries. Now you'll notice that these are green. Green to green means these green ones match. We'll talk more about that later, but you do want to match the colors on there. This one here is a V-mount adapter. So pop that on and now I'm charging a V-mount battery. So in this configuration, I could be charging 2 different stacks of Snap batteries, a V-mount, the Canon batteries, and my NPs. So that's the beauty of this. You configure it the way that you want. You can have multiple plates for multiple battery types. And if you get a new camera in the future, you can get a new plate for it. Or even if some company makes a new type of battery that no one's ever heard of before, then Core can develop a new plate for that. So it's super, super flexible. Now I'm gonna set this one aside and pull up one that's fully configured so you can see what this thing looks like when it's full. So check out all the batteries that are currently charging in here. Come in close for this. V-mount, V-mount, gold mount, another V-mount, and the Snap batteries. Now, just in case you're not familiar with these are Core's own proprietary batteries called Snap. You don't have to be using these batteries to use this system. But if you've got them, then you don't need any adapters. Here, come in close, look at this again. So here's the base plate on here. You can see the magnets and the charging point. I just take this, drop that on, and it's charging. And because of this pass-through technology, I can snap multiple batteries together at once, and now the top one's charging along with the bottom one. That in itself is super, super cool. But if I want to swap these out for something else, let's take these, let's grab these AA batteries. So, you know, just AA's, man, just your standard AA's. Look at the bottom, contacts, pop that in, and now you can see those are already starting to charge. That's all there is to it. It's so simple to configure. Now, we've got the 3 batteries here and the 2 here, and the 2 on the bottom have that green plate. You might be wondering what the green means. Well, there's this thing called power sharing. So let's just say that I am out in the field and I don't have a Cybertruck to plug into like we are here today. So I'll unplug this. This is all I've got. Now, out in the field, I need to charge my AA's, or maybe I need to charge a V-mount and all I've got left that are full or gold mounts. I can actually transfer power from the batteries here to the batteries here. And that's what the green indicates. That's one that you cannot transfer power from. So you're not gonna take your AA's to charge a V-mount. So I'm going to basically be able to charge from here to here, slap this on, and power will now transfer from here to here, but only if I flip this switch on. There's a dedicated power sharing switch so that I can choose whether I want power to be transferred or not. Also in the box, let's keep on going to the very front of it here. You'll see that I have a row of USB-C ports. So I have 2 45-watt charging ports, charge your phone or whatever off of that. And over here, there's 2 more what are called PD Pro ports. They're USB ports, but with a locking cable system. This is something else developed by Core. There are special cables you can get to charge just about anything, including cameras, including lights, but these also have a much higher output, so 65 watt and 140 watt output. So you can just charge basically anything off of these. So that is a basic tour of the box. There's a couple other things I want to talk about here. If I close this and lock it down, it is now IP65 rated, meaning it is dustproof and splash resistant, so I don't have to worry about things in here getting wet. When this is closed, I can actually power something like other lights, charge devices, power cameras, and so on. And you're thinking, well, how am I going to do that? There's no external ports. Well, This is a prototype, and in the production version, there's going to be 2 more PD Pro ports on here so that you can plug into just about anything that you want to. Now that we've got the basic tour done, there are a few specific questions that I want to answer and talk about some of the potential downsides of a box like this. Now I'm going to pull up my notes because we got a lot of things to go through here. All right, the first question that I had for Armando was, what about heat? Am I going to have to worry about this box overheating if I plug this thing in and I am now leaving this closed to charge all my batteries? Well, the answer to that is no. You don't have to worry about heat. And here's why. All of the heat is going to be in this box here. This is the power supply. Here, come in close and take a look at this power supply. You can see on here, this is, first of all, it's universal, 100 to 240 volt. The output's 20 volt to 12 amps. That's 240 watt output. So all the heat generated by this system is going to be in this block here, which obviously sits outside of the box. Sure, the batteries might get a tiny bit warm inside, as batteries might get warm as they charge, but overheating at all is not an issue. In fact, there's no fans on this thing, so it's perfectly silent on set. So heating is not a concern. Another question that had come up was about these Anton Bower batteries. So this is, you take a look at this battery. This is a huge battery. It's really wide. It's bigger than your standard V-mount. And someone was concerned that you wouldn't be able to charge these, but as you can see, there's plenty of room in here, even with this. I could, in fact, fit 3 of these side by side. Absolutely no problem at all. So the Anton Bower batteries will work in here. I want to come back to these snap batteries for a moment here. These things are so cool. I actually don't have any of these. I need to get some of these, but this is so cool. All right, I can stack 2 of these on here, no problem, right? Now, these are some of the bigger batteries. Snap also has smaller ones, but let's just say that I've got a whole bunch of these batteries. I can stack 3 to 5 of these batteries on here at once and still close the lid, no problem, just depending on the size of the battery. However, if I don't close the lid, I could stack up to 40 batteries inside of this case to charge simultaneously and just obviously not close the lid. That's incredible. 1 plug to charge 40 batteries at once, that's kind of crazy. Now, another cool thing about this is we've seen it plugged into the wall, or in this case, into the Cybertruck. But if you're out in the field and you don't have a Cybertruck with you and you need to charge everything that's in here, a really good solution for that is going to be the DJI Power Station that is a 1,000 watt battery. Now, the 1,000 watt battery is amazing, and you might think, well, why would I need this if I've got that? I got a Power Station, I'll just plug everything into that. Well, the thing is, the Power Station only has 2 AC ports on it, so that means that you can only plug in 2 of your V-mount, gold mount, whatever chargers at once. However, you can plug this into one of those AC ports, and then you've got another AC port for something else, and all of the batteries in here can be charged off of that massive 1,000 watt Power Station. Now, there is one thing that this box can't do that is going to affect very, very, very few of you out there, but it is worth mentioning for those that care. A viewer had asked if they could charge their 26 volt gold mount battery with this box, and the answer to that is no. This does not output enough power to charge those batteries. However, if you do buy the 28 volt gold or V-mount batteries that are the Helix line made by CoreSWX, then those bigger batteries will charge in here. However, they're going to charge at a slower rate of 14.4 volts. So you won't get the full maximum charging speed, but they will charge in here. So that's for those specific core batteries. People do want to know how quickly their batteries are going to charge in here. And while I can't just tell you the number for your particular battery, what I can tell you is that each one of these plates will deliver between 40 and 50 watts to charge whatever you plug into it. So you can do the math for your own system, but each plate will individually deliver 40 to 50 watts to charge whatever is plugged into it. The last question that had come up was about the stability of those adapter plates. When you're carrying this thing around in the field, bouncing around with it, are those batteries and plates going to fall off of it? Well, the answer to that is no. And let me show you why. Let me grab this empty one. These are not just snapped in. Here, come in close for this. These are not just magnetically snapped in, they actually lock. See, there's this locking system on here. So if I snap that into place, I could literally pick up the whole case. Well, now it's off balance. Let's grab another one here. I can literally pick up the whole case with this battery adapter plate. So you do not have to worry about these things coming loose because they all lock in, and they just lock in with a snap. They automatically lock. Now I have to push it to release it. So they're very, very secure. Another cool feature is there's an app for your phone that allows you to monitor the status of charging. You can see here 89%, 70% for this one, 100% on that one. It even shows that my AA's are charging. It doesn't give us the status, but it does show that they're charging. And even more information, I can tap on any one of these batteries and get a ton of information about that battery, so you really know everything that there is to know about that cell. So that is the PowerVault by Mondobytes and CoreSWX. It is an incredible all-in-one battery charging solution. Again, their tagline is the last battery charging solution you're ever going to need. It really legit may well be. As I said before, even if you are buying the system today for batteries that you don't own, you don't know you're ever going to need, you will be able to buy adapter plates later to adapt to those. And if some manufacturer comes up with something completely new, Core can make a new plate for it. This solution is fantastic, not just for in your studio, but for travel. Obviously, it is travel size. It is actually TSA approved, so you'll be able to take this on the plane with you, no problem at all. This is an incredible solution. If you want to get your hands on this, now here's the thing, for the first 500 people that buy it, I know I sound like a TV infomercial now, but legit, for the first 500 people that place an order for this, they're going to get it for just $750. That will include 3 adapter plates for free. Once those first 500 orders are made, then the price is going to go up to $1,000 without the adapter plates. So you definitely want to get in early, and I've seen the numbers, well over half of those are already sold. So if you're interested, get it quick, link down in the description below. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Mondo, for making such an awesome case. I can't wait to get my hands on one. Wait, am I gonna have to pay full retail for this thing?